Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Say Think You're Iconic, the movie podcast where we watch movies and we talk about them. First
Yes.
things first, Kelly.
Yes.
Scandal check in.
Okay.
You thought
Uh
I forgot, didn't you?
so uh anyway. I watched a
What,
different Shonda show.
Kelly, what is your scandal check in? What is the season and episode?
Same as last time. Okay. Okay. So it was Star Wars week, and so I dedicated the week to watching Kenobi, which I still haven't finished. I have 2 episodes left.
That's
Which,
only like
hey,
eight.
I'm almost done. It's 6 episodes.
That's even
And
worse.
so I'm almost done with Kenobi, and then I started Queen Charlotte. So technically, I'm watching a Shonda show.
She hasn't even finished Charlotte. I finished Queen Charlotte.
I started it last night, y'all. Give me some time. I can't consume media as fast as Jordan can.
You can't seemingly consume it at all because how did you how in a how in 7 days did you not finish 6 episodes of a TV show?
I have other things going on.
No, you don't.
Hey, hey, I cannot consume media like you do. I have like 1 episode max in me, maybe two if I've got it in me, but that's it. And that's on a good day.
I am on season 4, episode 22,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
including me watching several movies at work, catching up on The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
I'm
I've also
doing
started
Modern
watching.
Family.
I finished Modern Family like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Um, what else? Watching my regular shows that are currently airing,
You don't have to read me
like
like this,
911,
bro.
Superman and Lois. Um, what else? Station
Superman and Lois is still
19,
going on?
Grey's Anatomy. Yeah, it's a new season.
Okay.
It's not that good. They really gonna have to pick it up. The season is not that good. What else? I started a show on Netflix called The Dictator. Is that what it's called? The Diplomat.
The Diplomat.
The
Whoa.
Diplomat.
That's a
Sorry.
different show.
No, it's The Diplomat.
It's
Sorry, it's not.
definitely the Diplomat.
It's not The Dictator. I think that's
Oh.
a movie. Sorry. I also watched Queen Charlotte on Saturday. So Kelly needs to step her game up.
I'm doing my best. I am doing my
And
best.
I've been doing all of this while being incredibly busy at work. So
That
I
is
don't know
true.
what Kelly is doing.
I don't. Yeah. Yeah. I get home. I work out, and then I basically may or may not watch TV, and then I go to bed.
I do the same thing, but I watch an episode of Scandal while I'm working out, and then I'll eat while I'm watching whatever I'm watching. I watch like 2 or 3 episodes of TV before I go to bed.
You're built different.
What's wrong with Kelly? Also, I watch YouTube videos before I go to bed as well. So
Oh,
I
but
don't
also,
know how Kelly can't do all of this.
I'm playing Superstar Saga right now, and I'm trying to finish it before Tears of the Kingdom comes out. So, I
That
mean, I
all
do
went
be
in one ear and out the other. I have no idea what she's talking about.
Superstar Saga is a Mario game.
I was thinking that.
Mario and Luigi
I,
game. It's a
I was
really good game.
I
I'm
was
almost
thinking that.
I think I'm almost done with it. Um and I have to finish it before Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom comes out because I will be dedicating my whole life to that game once it comes out. So unfortunately next week's when it comes out, Scandal will also be taking a backseat to that if I don't if I don't
Jesus.
fit. Yeah, I have other things going on. Other things need my attention, like video games.
Jesus.
I I have to. I'm sorry, and I can't pay attention at work when things are playing, like new things are playing. It has to be something I've seen a bunch of times.
How was your week, Kelly? How was your week?
uh, it was all right. There were some busy parts and some not so great parts. Um, I'm still waiting for my schedule to change, man. I want my Mondays off.
Have
I
you
need
talked
my
to your
Mondays off.
manager?
I haven't because like we've all been so busy, and I just haven't had the time. But he keeps having these management meetings. I'm just all like, bro, one of these management meetings has to be like him figuring out our schedule. Like it has to be. I don't know, man. I hope it starts soon. Either way, I want it.
Okay. Yeah.
I need it. I that 3 o'clock time that 3 o'clock time where I kept saying I was getting tired. It's slowly going down to 2 sometimes. Like I need to be at it 2 now. But yeah, works all right. Who cares? I'm more excited about Tears of the Kingdom coming out in a week than anything else. So, also I will okay, I'll finish Kenobi. I'll finish Kenobi. I don't know if I'll finish Queen Charlotte. I don't know how many episodes that is.
It's 6.
Um so you know what? I'll at least finish those two and then I can get to Scandal when I'm done playing my games. At least I'm finishing something, right? Right? Okay, we need to stop talking about me. What?
Kelly is Kelly is exhausting.
We need to
Quite
stop
literally
talking about
exhausting.
me. How was your week?
Oh, it was terrible. Completely terrible. This is my third week of me saying I had a bad week.
Yeah.
We something needs to change.
Something needs to change.
I
Yeah.
can't
This is not sustainable.
I quite literally almost had a mental breakdown this week.
That is true.
And then when I got home, I was so mentally out of it. Like completely out. Like all of my priorities just went out the window. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I walked in my house and started editing YouTube videos and I was like, why am I doing this?
He was off putting the mental breakdown that was imminent.
I was like, why am I editing right now? Like I'm mentally exhausted. I kind of don't want to think about anything. Why am I doing this? And
Right.
then I like took a shower, got in my bed, and I was like, I forgot to brush my teeth. It took me like 20 minutes to get up to brush my teeth.
It do be like that sometimes.
I was so out of it. So
Yeah,
yeah,
you were.
I already know Monday is going to be kind of hard work wise,
Well, hopefully after you've
but
done your thing,
hopefully
it'll be
after I've done
okay.
that thing, it will be smooth sailing because
Mhm.
I can't do this anymore. I can't have
Yeah.
entire weeks where I'm not breathing. Like I
Yeah.
can't. So hopefully I just get through Monday.
Mhm.
It goes well, and then we can go back to some sense of normalcy
Yeah.
where I
We
can
need it.
where I can watch some movies at work, where I can take a little breaky break.
Mhm.
Like Thursday and Friday, I didn't know what was going on in the world, and then after work, I looked at my phone and a whole bunch of stuff was happening. I was like, "Whoa!"
You're like, this is too much.
Too much. But also, I went to go see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3
Mhm.
yesterday. And about 20 minutes into the movie, the lights turned on. Like the house
Oh.
lights turned on. And we were all just staring at each other like what's going on?
What's
Because like
yeah.
the screen didn't stop. Like the movie kept playing. And we were
Okay.
like, what's going eventually someone just got up and went to go tell them that the lights were on and they turned off the light.
Weird. So they just randomly turned on.
They just randomly turned on.
Okay.
That's
Interesting.
still to this day not the worst thing I've had happen at a movie theater for me.
That is
But
true.
it's still weird. Why is it always me?
It is
Why?
always you.
It's always
Did
me.
you go back to the same theater?
No, I don't go there
Okay.
no more. After
Okay.
after Megan, I don't go there no more.
Okay.
But
I just had to make sure.
yeah. And that brings me to another thought. Kelly, have you seen Black Panther 2 yet? You've heard it here first. Kelly is anti-black.
Oh my gosh. No,
Kelley
y'all.
is anti-black.
No, stop.
She's preying on our
This
downfall.
is this is propaganda.
She won't even give us Disney Plus streaming numbers, yet alone box office
Hmm.
money. You heard it
To be
here
fair
first.
though, I don't support any of that. Any of the other movies either. So I hate on everyone equally.
No, you're
this is
supposed to give the black people a leg up.
this is
Boo.
boo, tomato, tomato, tomato.
Boo.
It's
She
fine.
says that. She says that, but I bet you she has a ticket to go see Guardians. I bet you she
I
does.
don't. I don't
You
actually.
you do, okay. Okay.
I bet you I won't even see it until it comes on a streaming service.
You can't watch any Marvel movies until you watch Black Panther 2.
Okay, that's fair.
Even though you saw Ant-Man 3 first. Weirdo.
Did that come out? Oh yeah, that did.
After. Yes. You saw it the same day I saw it.
Yes, that is true. Oops.
So I'm side eyeing
Uh,
Kelley. I'm
yeah,
heavily
sorry.
bombastically side eyeing Kelley.
Bombastic side eye. I deserve it.
She
I'll
does.
take that. I'll
She
take
does.
it. Ouch.
If I get out there, Kelley, and you still have not watched this movie, I swear I'm gonna go in every room in your house and turn it on.
Every streaming device will have it on.
Uh-huh. Grabbing everyone's
I'll
cell phone, downloading the Disney Plus app, playing it
exactly. I will be strapped down to the couch. You will not hear from me until I've seen that
for 3
movie.
hours until you've seen the movie.
Yes. That is my lot in life.
Also, I will say about the Guardians movie.
Hmm.
They needed a trigger warning before that movie.
Oh
Like
no,
a
for
heavy
what?
trigger warning. What?
For
For
what?
animal abuse. They really needed a
Oh
trigger warning
no. Oh no.
because it was heavy. It was pretty heavy.
What was
I
it?
don't think I'll watch the movie again because of it.
Oh no, it was that bad?
it was yeah, it was pretty bad.
Oh gosh.
So yeah.
Yeah, ouch. Maybe not.
Anyway, Kelley, go let's talk about human abuse. Talk about this movie.
Do we want to go with the actual movie title or the one that you emailed me?
Oh, either one's fine.
So Jordan sends out the recording emails the day before, and so I last night I know when they come in, and I know they'll be there, but I just happened to actually check my email, and I looked at the title that he put in the subject of the email, and I immediately had to text him because he titled it "Holes in Other Orifices."
Yeah. I was hoping she wouldn't notice it until this morning.
No, I definitely. Well, I probably wouldn't have until this morning, but like I had to look for something in my email, and so I was like, what, what is this? And then I saw who sent it, and I was like, absolutely not.
Next time I know better to do it in the dead of night.
Yeah, do
so
it in the dead of
she
night. I will not. I will
so
not
she,
look.
so she doesn't
Schedule the
notice.
email to be sent out late. Yes. Okay. So, if you guys couldn't tell, we are talking about holes today. The
Holes.
Disney
Yes.
movie.
Just holes.
Just yes, just holes. I don't know. The Holes in Other Orifices is probably some other adult
You're
rated film.
and
Do
Kel,
not.
look at Kelly trying to be all uppity, talking about this is a Disney movie. There's literally murder, assault,
There is
cussing in this movie. Calm down, Kelly.
child labor.
Child labor, Rick
Okay.
Fox. Like, come on, Kelly.
I love how that's its own category. Okay. So we start off this movie by seeing a bunch of boys digging holes in the middle of a desert when one of the boys named Barf Bag willingly gets bitten by a rattlesnake.
Hmm.
What a great cold open.
Yeah.
We then see Stanley Yelnats explain that things are going wrong for him and consistently going wrong for him because of a family curse.
A 150-year-old family curse,
Family
which
curse,
is
yes.
insane.
Yeah.
Like whoever put that curse on you hates you down. Like they were
Oh,
just like
oh no,
not
yeah.
just you, but your bloodline for generations to
Oh
come.
yeah. Yeah. They said I don't even know the rest of your family. They're not even born yet, but I hate them with a passion.
Right? I hate them as much as I hate you.
Yeah. So everyone will suffer.
Everyone will suffer, including families who link up with your family. Like they're going
Right.
down as
Yeah,
well.
they're going down. It doesn't matter. So we see Stanley get hit in the head with a pair of shoes and he picks them up because, what the heck? They're a nice pair of shoes. He got hit with them.
He's
Might
like,
as well
they're
take them.
mine now.
They're mine now.
I
I was
pers- I
assaulted by a pair of shoes.
I personally would have been so upset that they hit me, I would have just left them there.
Yes.
But
I probably would have thrown them further
thrown
away from
them.
me.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
have been so mad. I would have been like, oh, like this
Because
dumb
really, a
family
pair of
curse.
shoes is going to get me in? Nah.
Right? Like a pair of shoes just fell on my head and there's no one around. Like I would have been pissed.
Right.
Like
Right. Like, I am going home. I am not leaving that room until I feel like it. And it's not going to happen for a long time. So Stanley decides to pick up the shoes instead. And he immediately hears the cops behind him and starts to run for some reason.
for no reason. He has no
He didn't do
reason to
anything
run.
wrong.
He just
He
starts
didn't do anything
running.
wrong. Yeah. And he is eventually picked up by them. He is taken home, and the cops go into his house forcefully.
Right?
Um,
Why? Did they have a warrant to be in that house?
they
And
had paperwork, but they did not have a warrant.
if they did have a warrant, what did they need a warrant for? They already had the shoes.
Right.
Doesn't make sense to me.
I don't. Yeah.
Hey everybody, just so you know, don't let cops walk into your house. Ever.
Don't. No.
Unless they show you a warrant that says why they need to come into your house, don't let them in your
Mm-hmm.
house.
No. Yeah, no.
Like if they just
Also,
come up to
also
you and be
don't
like, "Can
talk
I
to
come in?"
them.
Don't talk to them. You don't have to
Don't
talk to
talk.
them.
No, you're not. You're not obligated to.
You're not. And if they just ask if they can come into your car, your house, your
No.
general vicinity, you could just say no.
Yeah. No.
Unless they say you are under arrest, you don't need to talk to them. You don't need to interact
Yeah.
with them at all. You could literally just walk away.
Mm-hmm.
You can shut the door. You can
Mm-hmm.
do anything.
You're not obligated, y'all.
You're not obligated.
Stay safe.
Know your rights.
So, no. So the cops go into the house and find quote unquote evidence that he's guilty.
It's a poster.
It's a poster of a famous athlete with a signature on it. And apparently that's enough evidence for them.
Hmm.
And the whole time, Stanley's grandpa is blaming all of this on the family curse.
Me.
In court, Stanley chooses to be sent to Camp Green Lake for troubled youth, then be sent to jail. He would not be sent to jail, y'all.
Right.
He would not.
Petty theft.
Yeah. And a first offense? No.
A first offense. Like
Yeah.
maximum that's worth like community service.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
For like a 15-year-old boy, like community service.
Yeah. It's not that serious. And he will be there for 18 months.
That's insane.
That is
Like
insane.
like what?
Yeah.
18 months? There are
A year and a
rapists who
half,
don't get
bro.
that long of a
Yeah, right?
sentence.
A year and a half of
Also,
this
it's a
kid
year.
going there.
Continue.
And
Yeah.
what is he gonna do about school? Like,
Right? They're not doing schoolwork.
they're not doing schoolwork.
Also, this is a year and a half of physical labor. Is that even
Yes.
legal?
I don't even know, dude. I don't think so.
Texas is a wild place.
Texas is it's its own thing. It does whatever it wants.
Whatever it wants, apparently.
Yeah.
Because the thought of there being a camp in California where they make children do physical labor It's,
That would
it's
not
that
fly.
would not fly. The
That would
way
not
little
fly.
white mothers and
Yeah.
people would be marching down to Sacramento to tell Gavin Newsom to cut that shit out,
Mhm.
like,
Mhm.
would not
Especially when they
happen.
found out they're doing it in the dead of heat
And
in the middle of
yes,
a desert with controlled water.
yeah, they have to they have to use coins to take showers, and they get timed showers.
Mhm. And they're showering
Mm-mm.
outside.
Outside in the
Mhm.
elements,
Mhm.
so they're outside naked with there being rattlesnakes and scorpions and
And things that
whatever
could
all
kill them.
outside.
Yes.
Absolutely
Nah.
not.
Nah.
The way I would
Um.
petition the court to get my child back.
Mhm.
No.
Mhm. So when Stanley gets to Camp Green Lake, he meets Mr. Sir, who explains that he can't run away because there's no point. They're in the middle of the desert. They have the only water source for, I think he said, 100 miles.
Which is insane.
It is insane. Stanley gets his uniforms, a shovel, and instructions to dig one hole a day. 5 feet deep, 5 feet wide.
Mhm.
He also is told to be aware of the yellow spotted lizard because one bite could kill him. Like, there are other things out in the desert to be aware of, but specifically the yellow spotted lizard.
Yeah.
We then meet Dr. Podansky, who takes Stanley on a tour of the camp and meets some of the other guys in Tent D, where he will be staying.
Dr. Podansky is probably the most evil out of all of the adults
Oh,
on
no,
that
for
place.
real.
He
Yeah.
acts like he's nice, but then any chance he gets, he talks shit about those boys, especially the black ones.
Yes. Oh my god.
Like, I clocked that real fast. Like, he never misses a chance to call Zero stupid. Like, never.
Oh, honestly, no. And he calls the other kids by their nicknames except for Theodore, or X-Ray,
He's
or
like, I
no,
refuse to.
Armpit. Armpit, yeah.
He's like, I refuse to call you that.
Like, bruh.
But calls all the black ones by the. Mm, mm, mm.
mm. Um. Wow. Where did I go? Where did I go? Okay.
Mr. Big.
Um.
Yeah, you got it.
For some reason, my notes just totally jumped. At the mess hall, Stanley tells the other guys that he's in the camp for stealing Clyde Livingston's Sweet Feet's shoes, well, cleats, um, which catches Zero's attention, and he asks if they had red X's on them, which surprises everybody because apparently Zero never talks. But now he's talking to Stanley. And he says, yes, there are red X's on them. That night, Stanley remembers his grandfather and dad explained that the first Stanley, well, not like the first Stanley, I guess, but like his great great grandfather was robbed and kissed by Kate Barlow, who was a outlaw, but was never killed by her. He was just left
Hmm.
to die out in the desert.
Yeah. And her whole thing is she kisses you after she kills you.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean,
she thought he
yeah.
would die. So
Yeah. I mean, if you leave somebody out in the middle of the desert, you expect them to
you
die.
expect them to die.
Yeah. So, I mean, she had the right idea.
Yeah. She was
Uh,
not expecting what happened to have happened.
no. So the boys are woken up
Also,
early and
wait,
they're
wait, wait, wait.
what? What?
Also, has Stanley's mom always had that terrible Southern accent? I haven't
Yes.
watched this movie in years, but I don't
I
remember
haven't
her
either.
having. I haven't remembered. I didn't remember her having that terrible Southern accent.
To be honest, I don't remember her
And the
having an
reason
accent period, but
and the reason why it was so terrible is because she kept going in and out of it.
oh, maybe that's why I don't remember her having one. Maybe it didn't sound like one to me because it was just bad.
It was really bad.
Yeah, maybe. I have no idea. So the boys are taken to the desert, and Mr. Sir says to start digging, and if anybody finds anything, to report it. Well, anything interesting. Let me rephrase that.
Hmm.
Um, okay, so there's a lot of flashbacks in this
Yeah,
movie, and they're just very random.
they are very
So
disjointed.
yeah, like it. it makes sense to the story, but where they put them in, it does not make sense. So
No.
we have a flashback of Stanley's great grandfather, the first Stanley.
Stanley the First. We're just gonna call
Stanley
him
the First.
Stanley the
Yeah.
First.
And he was in love with a man's daughter who he worked for. And so he goes to a fortune teller who tells him um, to not go after her because she's dumb,
She,
basically.
yeah,
She's like, there's nothing in that woman's head. You might as well just hop on a boat and go to America like my son did. Like, just start
yeah.
over. You'll get over her. It's fine.
But he's like, no, I want that girl.
Yeah, but he's like, no, I want to get her. So she's like, all right, fine. So she tells him to get one of her pigs and to carry it up a mountain, bring it to a specific river, sing it a specific song, and then carry it back down.
Yeah,
Um, and the pig will get big and strong. And then when he finally gets the girl, like trading the pig for the girl, because that's how they did it back then. When he gets the girl to come back to her and then take her, Madame Zeroni, up the hill to the river like he did the pig. And if
hmm
he didn't do that, him and his family would be cursed
forever.
forever. So back with the boys, Mr. Sir, wow, that's gonna be hard to say, shows up in the middle of the day with more water because at least they can provide that for them.
hmm
At least it's funny though. They always show them getting water, but they only show them getting lunch one time, like out in the field.
Yeah,
I'm like, bro. Um. So back to the flashback when Stanley the First realizes that the lady really is as dumb as Madame Zeroni said she was,
yeah.
because she couldn't decide on who to marry between the good-looking young man and the old,
Old fat man who
greasy.
looks like he smells like blood and piss
Yeah. Um. He gets pissed
and
and
leaves.
leaves. He's
And
like, "Yeah, you
honestly,
can have her."
right? I wouldn't want her either. I would be like,
I
oh
yeah,
yeah, no.
like girl, I am the choice, and you're clearly not making it, so I'm out.
I
Um.
respect her for that.
Yeah, I respect that. You should have somebody who wants to be in a relationship with you,
Yeah,
even if technically you are purchasing them from their father with a fat pig.
I love how she was like,
Um,
which pig weighs more, as if that would
yeah,
matter to her.
right. It doesn't. Ugh, whatever. So, um, he then finally listens to Madame Zeroni and gets on a boat to America, but he forgets to go back to Madame Zeroni and take her up the mountain. So
Him,
now he is cursed.
yes, him, like remembering that he forgot to take her up the mountain, like in the middle of the ocean, is so me coded.
No,
Like that's so something I would do.
uh,
Like I would just be sitting there asleep and then just wake up from my sleep and be like, oh,
yes.
oh,
You're like, oh no, I was supposed to do something before I left and I didn't
no,
do it.
no. Maybe
And
she'll
now it's too
forget.
late. Right, maybe she'll forget. Maybe someone else will take her up the mountain for me.
Yeah, I'll send her a letter. I'll send her a letter.
Yeah. I'll tell her I'll come back eventually. So back in modern day, Zero finishes his hole early, which everybody says that he does regularly because this man knows how to dig a hole.
hmm
Um, and Stanley finishes his hole last because it's his first day. He's never dug a hole before. After taking a shower, he almost gets bit by a yellow spotted lizard, but it is shot by Mr. Sir.
Yeah, I can't believe that this man is Angelina Jolie's father. Like insane.
Yeah,
Like because this
yeah.
role is so unserious. Like
It is.
like he just starts randomly after he shoots this lizard like going around all paranoid like looking
Yeah.
for other lizards to shoot and I'm just like
And he's like
sir,
crab walking around with like his
yes,
gun pointed out, looking for him.
very
Yeah,
unserious role.
no variance. Like you look at both of them and you're like, how did one?
How are y'all related?
Yeah, how did the math isn't mathin'?
I see why she doesn't talk to him anymore.
um. Anyway, we see time go on, and Stanley writes home, lying about what's going on at Camp Green Lake. Um, and one day, Stanley finds a fossil and thinks he can get a day off because he thinks it's interesting. He doesn't know what he's supposed to be looking for, so of course, you know, he
Yeah.
would think it is. But uh, Dr. Podansky says he doesn't get a day off. That's not what they're looking for. He finds out that there used to be a lake and a town where they're digging, and that's why he probably found the fossil. X-Ray then tells Stanley that if he ever finds anything interesting to give it to him so he can get a day off because he's been there longer than Stanley and he deserves it.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Mm-hmm. I have
Later
some
that
stuff to say about X-Ray later.
Oh,
I have some
yeah.
things to say.
So later that day, Stanley in the rec room almost gets in a fight with another guy and finally gets a nickname like the other guys, and it's Caveman.
Mm-hmm.
I will now be calling him Caveman because that was easier to type than Stanley.
Yeah.
Um, so Caveman and the group are having a therapy session? Question mark.
I
What was that?
guess. I guess
Like a
it. You could call.
check-in?
I guess you could call it a therapy session.
Yeah, it was
It wasn't a
weird.
good one.
It wasn't. They're with Dr. Podansky. Um,
Yeah, the most evil man in America. Yeah.
and it's decided that Caveman is the only one that can get Zero to talk because Zero doesn't talk to anybody but Caveman.
Mm-hmm.
Stanley's mom writes to him back, telling him what's going on at the house and whatever. When Zero comes in, and Caveman finds out that he can't read because Zero was looking over his shoulder and he's like, dude, don't read my stuff. That's weird.
Yeah, he's like, I can't
And,
read,
and
which
he's like, I can't read.
being like 11 and not able to read is wild. Like,
Yeah,
insane. Like, do you know
yeah,
how many people had to have failed you for you to not be able to read at 11?
right. Right. Like he knows how to do math, which is
I
interesting
mean,
to me.
I guess math would be the same. Like, it's like, I guess because it's like a universal language, I guess.
I guess. I don't know, but I feel like language is more brought up than math is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But you know what? We're all weird. We all have stuff that we grasp onto
Yeah,
easier than other
yeah.
things.
Yeah, I'm Jared. I'm 19 and I never learned how to read.
Yeah.
Um, so Zero asks Caveman if he can teach him how to read, and he says no because he's digging holes all day and all he wants to do when he's done is sleep. Which, fair, fair.
Fair.
Um, the next day, while they're digging, Caveman finds what they think is a bullet casing with initials and a heart on it, which X Ray takes. And instead of fighting him on it, Caveman tells him to turn it in tomorrow because X Ray's already done digging his hole, so he might as well get a full day off.
See, at this point, X-Ray and I would have had to fight. Like
No,
we,
yeah.
we quite literally would have had to rumble. Cause no, you're not taking my day off.
Yeah, no. I don't care how long you've been here. Find
Right?
your
I
own
don't
stuff.
care. Maybe if you were better at picking hole spots, you would find something. Like I
Right.
don't know what to tell you.
Dude, no. The way Caveman just takes everything in this movie.
Right?
Everything.
Stop being a little bitch boy. Like, get up.
Right. Like
Stand up.
it's not a quality to just get run over, guys. It's not.
Yeah.
Like there are certain moments where you can eat things, but you shouldn't eat all of it.
Mm-mm.
No.
Like, I would have let it slide that first day when he took his bread.
Yeah.
Because he was like,
That's
we've been working all day. You just got here. You don't mind if we take your bread, right? I would have let
right.
that slide. I would
Right.
have let that slide. Um, when he came up to me that day where I found that fossil, and he was all like, "If you find anything, you should tell me." I would have said something.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wouldn't have fought him, but I would have said something. I'm like,
Yeah.
no. I would have
Yeah.
been no. The day I actually did find something, and he was all like, "Give me that," we would have fought. Because I would have been
Yeah.
like, "Didn't I tell you already? I'm not
Right.
giving you my stuff."
Yeah, no, it's an on-site.
It's
It's
on
a you
site,
did not hear me the first time,
right?
so
You
now I'm
didn't,
going to show you.
right? I gave you a warning.
Right, right. Like I don't.
You,
Also, these boys are so mean to Caveman, like
they are,
unnecessarily,
and they're all really
unnecessarily.
scrawny for boys
They
who think they
are.
can do something.
No, seriously. They're twigs, and they're like, yeah, I can push this guy around. Like you're all twigs,
Like X-Ray is smaller than Caveman.
right?
Like I would have rocked X-Ray shit. And he wears glasses. Like you're at a disadvantage here, X-Ray. You
Yeah,
really need to calm
yeah,
down.
yeah. Honestly, go for the glasses first, and then
Right,
go for
go
the
for the
body,
glasses. Go for the glasses,
because then
then
he
go for
can't
the
see
throat.
you.
Yeah,
X-ray.
X-Ray.
So next day, when Dr. Podansky comes with the water truck, he says he found something and turns in what he thinks is a bullet into Dr. Podansky, and he calls the warden to come down. When she checks it out, she is impressed, and X Ray gets the rest of the day off, plus 2 extra shower tokens, which I don't know what that means. He gets to shower
He gets an
for
extra long
longer?
shower, I guess.
Okay. Um, and extra snacks, I guess.
Yeah.
While the rest of the boys have to dig extra and now sift through the dirt.
Hmm.
Which if at that point I
Which
hadn't
at
fought
that
X-Ray
point,
already, I would have
right,
fought him then.
right, then I would have really had to have fought him. Like,
Yeah.
really would have had to swing my shovel upside his head. Because
Yeah.
not only did you take my day off, but you gave me extra work.
Right.
I'm
Right.
beating, I'm choking you in your sleep.
Yes. You better sleep with one eye
One
open.
eye fully open.
Yes, because I will be there.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
be
would have had to fight
standing
him.
over. I'm gonna be standing over you like a sleep paralysis demon. Like you don't play with me.
I am Batman. I am the vengeance, okay? I
Yeah.
am coming in from the shadows.
Like best believe I would have talked everyone into jumping you with me. I would have been like, he gave us extra work to do. We have to jump him.
Right. Also, at that point, his shovel has been taken away, but we still have our shovels.
Yeah.
This is why I can't let my anger get a hold of me. This is
Yeah.
literally why.
That's why I constantly have to like calm myself because like if I went off like I want to go off, I'd be in jail.
I would
Buildings would
not
be
be
burned
here right
down.
now. Hurt would be inflicted.
Yeah.
So back at the camp, Caveman wonders how the warden knew his name because he's never met her before. And one of the guys thinks she has the whole place bugged. Which, I mean, she probably did.
Probably.
So now we have another I'm gonna say a flashback, even though it
It's a
doesn't
flashback.
pertain to it doesn't pertain to like
It's like
caveman's
a
history.
it's like a C story actually.
Oh yeah, because the B story would be
The B
Stanley's
story
curse.
is Stanley's curse. The C
So this would be the
story
C.
is
Yeah,
this teacher becomes an outlaw. Like this
yeah.
is the C
But
story
they all converge together and it all makes
at
sense in
one
the end.
point. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. So this flashback, we see Sam, the Onion Man, which if you look up like Hole's cast, that is the name that pops up for him. Sam, the Onion Man.
That's racist. Okay. Cool.
So Sam gives Mary Lou, who is the local school teacher, onions, and uh, they might have something going on. I don't know. Maybe they're sweet on each other. I don't know.
There's a little flirtation there.
Yeah, there's a little flirtation going on
But for
because he gives
obvious
her
reasons, nothing is
yes,
really going on.
yes, because we're flashbacking to like 1800s, y'all.
1800s. Like, yeah.
Yeah. So They exchange onions for her canned peaches.
Hmm.
Um, and I guess as time passes by, he finds out that her schoolhouse is basically in shambles and she needs part of her roof fixed while it's raining. And so he
I
offers
can
to
fix
fix
that.
her. Yeah, I can fix
I can fix that.
that. 90% of his dialogue.
Yeah. Either that
So
or
he
talking about onions. Yep.
yes. So he offers to fix her roof in exchange for 3 jars of her spiced peaches. And eventually, after that, he goes on to fixing other parts of her school building as well, because she asks. One night when she's teaching some of the adults in town, Mr. Trout Walker asks her out, and she declines. He's very adamant about it, though, but she's like, absolutely not. I do not want to go out with you.
Hmm.
Um, Back in present day, Warden is at the holes, and Armpit tries to get out of digging for the day, saying that he found something, which is obviously something that he took from camp. Um, and he gets in trouble instead. And they're digging like mole holes now, by the way. Like the holes are deeper and they're all connected.
Hmm.
They're sifting through dirt. It's awful. Um, Back to another flashback. Sam finishes working on the schoolhouse, and after some time, they kiss, and Mr. Walker sees them. Back in present day, Warden complains that they haven't found anything after all the work that they've done. Back in the flashback, Trout and his men burn down Mary Lou's schoolhouse for kissing Sam, and when she goes to the sheriff to get help, he doesn't help her, obviously.
No.
Um, and so when no one else will help her, Mary Lou goes looking for Sam and watches as he gets shot on his boat by Trout.
Yes. Also, I don't remember them killing his horse. But I did
Yeah.
watch this movie on Disney Channel whenever I watched it. So
Oh, they
maybe they
probably took
just
that
took
out.
it out
Yeah, they probably did. Because that was a good, like, full on shot of a dead
of a dead
donkey or
horse.
horse. Yeah. Like, gosh dang. Back in present day, early in the morning, Mr. Sir tells the kids that they're digging individual holes now, since whatever maze that they were making before hasn't found anything.
Mhm.
Back in a flashback again, Mary Lou goes back to the sheriff, presumably the next day, and kills him and then kisses him, effectively becoming kissing Kate Barlow.
She's a baddie.
Yeah, she a baddie now.
Because she was like, because that night before, he was like, give me a kiss. And she was like,
Yeah.
no. And so she came back. She was like, I got your kiss for you. Shoots him, gives him a kiss.
Yeah. She's like, the only way I am kissing you is if you're dead.
As if you're dead.
Yeah. Um, One day at the holes, they see some storm clouds coming, but Mr. Sir says they never make it to where they are. While this is all happening, Magnet steals Mr. Sir's sunflower seeds out of his truck, and Stanley takes the blame after Mr. Sir notices that they're gone and that they've been spilled all in his hole.
Why?
And so he is taken to see the warden. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Warden invites Caveman and Mr. Sir into her house, and Caveman sees a bunch of pictures of Kate Barlow. Caveman says that he was the one who stole them and he was the one who ate them all, but Mr. Sir thinks that he's lying and covering for somebody else. But he doesn't let up, and instead, Warden slaps Mr. Sir with her rattlesnake venom nails and sends Caveman on his way.
She slapped the shit out of him too. Like
No,
he
she
fell
did.
over.
Yeah. Yeah, no, she put her whole body into that slap.
Yes.
And she used her nails, by the way.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she could get that rattlesnake on her, but yeah.
Her freshly painted rattlesnake nails.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. She said, "You're gonna feel this."
Hmm.
So back at the holes, Caveman says that he didn't snitch on them and finds that Zero has dug the rest of his hole for him. And in return, Caveman agrees to teach him how to read.
Yep.
The next day, when Mr. Sir is filling up their water jugs, he doesn't do Stanley's on purpose because he's petty and upset. Um, while he's at the holes, Caveman thinks about it and believes that the gold tube that they found wasn't actually a bullet casing, but lipstick, because he remembers the little heart on it with the initials KB.
Mhm.
We then get a montage of Kate Barlow killing men and stealing from banks, which baddie
That's a
behavior.
movie. That's a movie we need to see.
Yeah, no, seriously. I
I'd
love
like to
that for
see it.
her. I love that for her. She said, men ain't shit.
Spin-off
and
series?
and I'm broke and I need money, so I'm going to
Yeah.
bank.
You hurt my
Um,
heart. I hurt your pockets. Like, come
right.
on.
Make his pockets hurt. Yes. Back in present day, Caveman is teaching Zero. I'm sorry. So, while Caveman is teaching Zero the alphabet and uh like how to spell, I don't know how he's teaching him, but that's how he's doing it.
It's Hooked on Phonics Holes Edition.
Yes, essentially. Um they agree to help each other out. So, Zero and Caveman will both dig their holes together so that they can finish and be able to have time to focus on teaching Zero, whose real name is Hector Zeroni, by the way.
Yeah, and Stanley
Um,
was all like, I didn't know that your real name wasn't Zero. I'm like,
bruh.
why would you think his real name is Zero?
Right. Like, you've got a man named Armpit in your
Yeah.
tent. You think that's his real name?
You think that's his real name?
Or X Ray?
Yeah. Those are
Hmm.
those are not their government names, sir.
No, they're not. So, yeah, they have an agreement, and as Caveman is teaching Zero, they learn more about each other, and they find out that Zero has basically been living on the streets, and one day his mom disappeared on him and never came back. At the holes, Dr. Podansky brings lunch, and Ziggy starts a fight with Caveman, who doesn't know how to fight back, and Dr. Podansky kind of encourages the whole
He
thing.
encourages them to see this man is evil.
Yeah,
He is
yeah,
supposed to be their doctor, quote unquote,
yeah, quote
and
unquote.
he's like fight each other.
Yeah, he's like, just get it out, just swing a couple times on each other, just fight it out. And Caveman's like, no, I'm good.
I'm not doing that.
I'm all right. But yeah, a fight breaks out between Ziggy, who's obviously winning, and so Zero steps in and chokes him out,
Yeah, real good.
real good. And the warden is called down to check the whole situation out.
Which reminds me of that scene when Stanley gets his like nickname. When you see Hector pick up that
Yeah,
ball,
the
like
ball, the yes, the
he
pool
was
ball.
ready to swing on somebody.
Oh yeah, he's like, I am ready to murk anybody in this room.
And then the X-ray like calmed down the situation, so he just
Yeah, and he just put the ball
put the ball
back.
back down. He's a
We
real
see you,
one.
Zero.
He's a
Oh yeah,
he's a
for real.
he's a real one.
He's like, no questions asked. I am swinging, and I'm swinging with the intent to kill.
Yes.
Because I have a weapon.
He said, "Y'all might be from the hood, but I'm from the streets. Like I,
Right.
I know how to get down
I'm
dirty."
I'm built different. I'm
Yeah,
built different. So the warden comes down and finds out about the fight between Ziggy and Caveman, and then the agreement between Caveman and Zero of them digging their holes together, and then Caveman teaching Zero, and she tells them to end it. Dr. Podansky then goes, I put a little too far, but he goes way too far, and verbally abuses Zero, and Zero knocks him out with his shovel.
yeah. He's a real one. Like I said, a real one.
Yeah.
An
Um,
OG.
an OG. Ride or die.
Talk shit, get hit.
Um,
Like he's
exactly.
about that life.
He is the definition of on site.
Hmm.
And after knocking out the doctor, starts to run into the desert. Later, Warden, Dr. Podansky, and Mr. Sir have a meeting about what to do with Zero because they assume that he's not coming back and that he's going to die out in that desert. So they come up with the wonderful and very legal plan of destroying all records of Zero because Zero is a warden of the state and no one will come looking for him.
That is such a dumb plan. Like the dumbest plan I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah.
Like just because you destroy your records does not mean there are not
Doesn't mean
other
they don't
records on this
exist.
child.
Right. Like, he is a warden of the state. The state is going to have
They have
paperwork on him.
they have paperwork on him. It might be disjointed paperwork. It might
Right.
be all over the place, but they have paperwork on him.
Right.
And when
And they will
his
have paperwork that they sent him there last.
yes, and when his time is up, somebody from the state is going to come looking for this child. and
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to be worse for you when they come and you don't have any paperwork on him.
Right.
They're going to be like, "Well, we dropped him off here.
Yeah.
He
He
was
was your
in he was
responsibility.
your responsibility." Dumb. Just completely dumb.
They wanted to get shut down.
They did.
They obviously wanted to get shut down.
I mean, they never should have been
Open in the first
open.
place, but
But
yeah, okay. And while this whole conversation is going on, Caveman hears about it and says that he will go looking for him. Like, he will know he's missing.
mhm.
Which, I can't believe they're having this conversation in a public setting, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Okay. That night in the tent, the guys wonder what'll happen to Zero. Caveman then remembers his grandfather's story of his great grandfather who was left by Kate Barlow in the desert without food or water for 16 days, and how he found shelter at God's thumb because he obviously survived.
Mhm.
The next day, while he's digging, Caveman calls for Zero as the bus comes in with another kid who they call Twitch.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
he he gets a twitch to steal cars for some reason.
Yes.
Like he does not need to be at this camp. He needs to be in some deep therapy sessions. Because who just gets an
Probably.
urge to steal cars? Like that's
Right.
insane.
And then he doesn't have the control to say no to himself. He just does it.
Yeah.
No impulse control.
That's an impulse control issue that y'all need to work on. He doesn't need to be digging holes. He needs to be in therapy.
None of them need to be digging holes, but that's a
No.
different story.
I mean, no, they don't. They're all children. But yeah.
The next day, when Mr. Sir comes um, with that day's water, the guys start a fight to distract him as Caveman, with Twitch's help, steal the water truck. And he gets pretty far before crashing into a hole and he has to run for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. um, Back at camp, Mr. Sir worries what they'll do about Caveman since he actually has a family.
Mm-hmm.
And the warden says they'll just file a missing child's report in 2 weeks when there's nothing left to find of him.
Not reporting missing children for 2 weeks is insanity.
Mm-hmm.
Like insane.
Like, you have to be like literally made different to be able to hear that a child has gone missing in the middle of the desert and be like, we're just gonna report him missing in 2 weeks when he's already dead and been picked through,
Uh-huh.
and we'll be fine.
We'll be
Like,
fine.
what?
That's insanity. Like the lack of empathy is
No, seriously,
insane.
that's a mental illness. That has to be. Um,
And don't you think that, you know, if they do find his body, they won't be able to tell that he has been dead for a long time?
right.
Like they're just genuinely not thinking. And
Yeah,
it's
they're not.
really weird to me.
Yeah, because they can tell how long people have been dead for.
It's, yes, rate of decomposition.
Mm-hmm.
You say he just ran away last night, they find him, and they're like, his entire body is gone. It's just
Right.
bones. They're gonna be
Right.
like, no, he didn't.
Yeah, he ran away last night. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, we found his bones and they're sun bleached, so that's not
Right.
possible.
Right. I don't.
Just
Like,
not smart.
the sun has been up for like 6 hours since you told us that he went missing, and he went missing in the middle of the night. Like,
right? And he went middle.
Mm.
Yeah, he went missing in the middle of the night. Like his entire body is gone except for bones, and the bones are sun bleached. Like, no, he did not go missing
The,
last night.
the math is not
The
mathing in any
math is
way
not
possible.
mathing. Also, we found another body
Right?
of another child
And he's been out there for a little longer than that
for a
one.
little longer than that.
So,
You got some splaining to do, Lucy. Like,
right.
come on.
Oh, we don't have paperwork. Oh, we'll find it.
We'll find it.
Ugh,
We will question the children. We will
right. They'll find
we'll
it.
question the bus driver who drove all the children out here. Like, we will find this information because there were two dead kids on your
Mm-hmm.
property
Mm. Under your care.
under your care because we found them with your uniforms. Questions will be answered.
Life in prison. So after a couple of hours, Caveman finds the sunflower seed bag that he stole previously and a boat overturned with Zero underneath it. He is still alive. And Caveman says that they gotta go back to camp. But Zero says no, he's not going back no matter what. Zero then shows Caveman the boat and how he has just barely enough food and how the boat says Mary Lou on it. And from the angle that they're sitting at, Caveman sees something in the distance, a mountain, and it kind of looks like a thumb.
He's like, oh my
And
god.
he's like, "Oh my gosh, my ancestor climbed that. He called it God's
Yeah.
thumb."
He climbed that like 80 years ago.
Yeah,
There's still got to be stuff up there, right?
right. That's
Also,
crazy.
also,
Let's go.
do you guys know what Zero has been eating to stay
Oh
alive?
yeah, sploosh.
It has
It's
been
it's a
it is
100-year-old
100-year-old
canned
peaches.
peaches.
Those boys probably have the cure for the common cold in their bloodstream now.
It's like how we've never gotten COVID. They are never getting sick ever in their
They're
life
never
again.
getting sick ever again.
They're vaccinated against everything now.
Everything.
Everything.
Like the bubonic plague could not kill them at this point.
Any new diseases cannot withstand the power of 100-year-old canned
Canned
peaches.
peaches.
Yeah,
Insane.
they're invincible.
Invincible.
So Caveman and Zero get to the mountain and start climbing. As they get up the mountain, Zero hurts his hands and presumably gets heat stroke, so they have to stop. Zero goes to tell Caveman something, but he is too weak to talk. So Caveman carries him to the top of the mountain, and hours later, in the middle of the night, probably, finds at the top of the mountain water and onions.
Yeah, several things about this. One, why did they choose to go up this mountain midday with no water?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
Secondly,
know.
there would be no water up there.
There wouldn't. It sounded like like a little stream.
It sounded like a stream, and I'm like, there wouldn't be any water up here.
There wouldn't. And there wouldn't be enough water to sustain onions either.
No. Also, when they got up there, they're like swimming with their dirty bodies in the same water that they are
What are they drinking
drinking.
from? But Jordan, we just established that they drank 100-year-old.
Oh yeah, I forgot that
Yeah,
like gave them like full on immunity. Like they're
yeah,
immortal now. Forgot.
yeah, yeah. And now they're drinking the water, so that just adds on top of it.
That just adds on top of it. Like their immune
Yeah,
systems are the strongest that any humans have ever been.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was PEMDAS. They canceled each other out.
Yeah.
The peaches and the dirty water now mixed with their sweat and whatever was on their clothes cancel
Yeah.
each other out.
Plus, plus the antibacterial onions. Like they're great. They're doing great.
Oh yeah, they're fine. They'll be perfectly fine.
Perfectly fine.
Okay. So as Caveman is lying in their drinking water, he starts singing the song Madame Zeroni gave his ancestor, which was something about a bird or whatever. Um,
Something. It's
yeah,
not really that important.
yeah, it's not.
The
Um,
song itself is not important.
yeah, but he breaks the curse because
He carried a
I'm just gonna
Zeroni
explain
up.
it now. He
Yeah,
carried a Zeroni up the mountain. They drank the water, and he sang the song.
it's not the same mountain, but
It's
I
not the same
guess
mountain.
that does not matter.
It's a different Zeroni, but
Yeah,
I guess as long as it's like general mountain Zeroni up mountain drink water sing, it
yeah,
doesn't matter.
doesn't matter.
um, and I guess their curse is broken because his father, at the same time, finds the cure for stinky feet, which is peaches and onions.
Yep.
I that I love how they use everything and anything to make every story tied together.
Yeah, they were like, we got to make all of this tie together.
Right,
I
like
don't
the
smell anything. I don't smell anything.
like the Mary Lou and Sam story does not line up with the Yelnats and Zeroni story, but now
But
they are
they
because
sure forced
peaches
it
and
with that
onions.
with peaches and onions and that boat. They were just like, we got to make this tie together.
Oh yeah, we're gonna make it tie together no matter what. So the next day, Zero confesses to Caveman that he was the one who stole the shoes from the homeless shelter, not knowing that they belonged to a famous athlete. And he wore them out. And when he heard the cops coming for him, he knew it was for him somehow
Mhm.
and threw him off the bridge that he was on. And that's when the shoes hit Caveman in the head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Back at the camp, the guys are leaving the holes and finds an attorney is there for Stanley, and the warden sends her away. And they try to figure out how to cover that Stanley has ran away because his attorney is there to get him out of Camp Green Lake.
And so
That
they're just
night,
like,
Kate,
you have to come back with a warrant.
eh, yeah, which that's the smartest thing that they've done all day
Yeah.
or their whole time that they've had Stanley.
Yeah.
That night, Caveman thanks Zero for stealing the shoes because he's like, it all worked out. It's fine. We're cool. Um, and feels like all these things happen for a reason and says he's feeling lucky and asks if Zero wants to dig one last hole. We get a flashback to Kate, may or maybe not dying in the middle of the desert.
Mhm.
And she has a hallucination of Sam, who says he'll fix her
Her dying,
dying.
I guess.
Yes, I guess. And Trout and his wife hold her at gunpoint, wanting to know where her loot is that she's been stealing from all of the banks. But she won't tell them and tells them they won't find it ever. Kind of like cursing them as well to digging
Yeah.
holes for the rest of their life. And she willingly gets bit by a yellow spotted lizard and dies.
Hmm. Suicide by lizard is kind of crazy, but she did
It
it.
kind of is. I mean, she's not like, I am not a normal woman, so I am
No.
just going to willingly
She said everything in
die.
life has to go through the fast lane at this point. So
Yes. So even my exit's got to be
even my
fast.
exes. Also, Tout married one of her like old students,
Students!
which I'm
A
like,
child!
gross.
That's awful. That's so gross. I
Hmm.
hate that.
And that girl like willingly admits that she married him for his money.
His
Yeah.
money.
She's
And
like,
that she's
you.
only with him because he said he was going to get the money back.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, you just married this man. You must have just married him for his money." She was like, "Well, it's all gone now." And I was like, "Oh, wow, we hit a sore spot there, didn't we?"
She's all like, absolutely, I did.
Yeah,
Absolutely, I did.
yeah.
This man had nothing else going for him but his money.
Like, look at him. His skin looks like bacon. Like, I don't want to be with this man.
I do not want to spend the rest of my life with this man. I wanted to spend it with his money.
Yeah, I was hoping he'd have a heart attack or get drunk and like pass out in
Die
his own
somewhere.
vomit. Like, I don't,
Right. Right.
I
Like,
don't
this was
want to be with
supposed to
him.
be a 5-year deal. It's been
Mm-hmm.
13 now, and it's been way too long.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like
so Cave,
you gave him something to live for. Like,
right,
thanks.
right, right. Thank you. Great. So Zero and Caveman end up back at the holes and go back to the original hole. Caveman found the lipstick, and they start digging. Zero sneaks back to camp and gets a shovel, and when he gets back, Caveman hits something in the wall. They pull out a chest when Warden and Mr. Sir pull up. When they ask for the chest, they find it covered with yellow spotted lizards that start crawling on the boys. We then find out that the Warden is an ancestor of Trout looking for Kate Barlow's loot. They wait out through the entire night when the police and Stanley's attorney show up to get him out.
Mm-hmm.
Zero notices something on the trunk and goes to tell Caveman, um, but the police and attorney show up. Warden tells the attorney that Caveman stole a chest from her and ran out, and this is where they've caught them. But Zero has had enough, and so has Caveman, and they get out of the hole unscathed. And Zero says that Stanley's name is on it. Nobody believes him because Dr. Podansky says he can't read. But when Warden goes to check out the case and try to get it from him, it does say Stanley Yelnats on it.
Yeah, several things. Kelly skipped the most iconic part of this entire movie. I'm tired, Grandpa. Well, that's too damn
Oh, yeah.
bad.
I'm tired, Grandpa.
Well, that's too damn
Too
bad.
damn bad.
You
Keep
just keep
digging.
digging.
What a good part.
uh, Hilarious. Also, here this woman go not thinking again. She's talking about they stole a chest from her, and I'm like, where would they go?
Yeah, where would they go?
Like, why would they steal something so big that they can't run off with?
Right. And
Like
so obvious from your room.
this woman don't be thinking. Her grandpa must have had her out in that sun way too long because she does not be thinking.
Yeah, she probably lost some brain cells out there.
She lost some brain cells. That mixed with the snake venom that's probably sinking into her skin that she's putting
Yep.
on her nails. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Cause there's no way none of that touched her skin. There's no way.
Right, right.
So yeah,
Also, it's wet on her nails, so her nails are bound to probably absorb some of it.
absorb some of it. Like, Miss Ma'am, let's go to a doctor. Let's go get some checkups.
Right. Let's check out the old noggin.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how we're doing.
Yeah, cause your thinking ain't working.
Mm-mm. It's broken.
It's broken.
So back at camp, Stanley doesn't want to leave without Hector. And he's very adamant about it, so the attorney asks for the file. When the guys come out of the mess hall and they see that Stanley and Hector are perfectly fine, they celebrate. Dr. Podansky kind of freaks out that they're asking for Hector's file and goes to quote unquote look for it.
Mm-hmm.
But he has to come out of the office and tell them that they don't have Hector's file.
Mm-hmm.
All while this is happening, Mr. Sir is acting very suspicious
Very
and is
suspicious.
recognized by the police officer, who he then arrests for breaking his parole.
Mm-hmm. Marion.
And then yes, Marion. And then after that, the warden and Dr. Podansky, who is not a doctor, are arrested as well for running their facility in a very poor manner,
In a very
essentially.
poor manner, probably illegally.
Very probably illegally. Um,
Also, um, there goes her not thinking again.
yep,
Hate to pull
there's the
this
not
up
thinking.
again, but why are you hiring people who have records
And you know about
and
them.
you know about them? And then you're hiring a doctor who's not actually a
Who's not a
doctor?
doctor, right? And
Like,
he's the one that is interacting with the kids more than y'all. Come on.
Like those are two things that are taken very seriously when it comes to children. I
Yeah.
don't know what you were thinking. I get you were trying to save a couple of bucks, but
At what
man,
cost?
at what
Eventually.
cost? At the cost of you going to jail?
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
Hmm. So when the boys go to leave, it starts to rain, and the guys see them off, and Hector and Stanley leave. Back at Stanley's house, Stanley's dad immediately opens the chest. Like the kids haven't even changed out of their uniforms. They're just like, we need to see what's in here.
Yeah.
Um, they open the chest and find that it's full of gold and bonds? Question mark? Is that what
Yeah,
those are?
I think those
Okay.
were bonds.
Okay.
Treasury bonds or something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. And they find that they are now in possession of a lot of money, and Stanley says that he wants to split it with Hector.
Let me see how much money that would be. It was like $250,000, right?
Yeah,
What was it, 1905?
1905, yeah.
Oh, what year did this movie come out? Not today.
Oh, 2000 and oh shiz, I don't remember. Do you want me to Google it or are you Googling it?
Let me just Google it.
Oh, 3.
2003.
Yeah. Wow. Happy 20th birthday, Holes. Who
Oh,
knew?
yeah. Happy birthday.
Do all of us to you and I'm in the memory of Martha Chevy's crew.
Um,
Shout out to Chevy's.
Shout out to Chevy's. It's worth $522,727.27.
Oh, so it doubled.
So let's say they have like two of those.
Oh, they had multiple of those. I think I think they were getting 3 each.
523,000 times three. That's $1.5 million, and that's not including all the jewelry and
Yeah, all the
crap
other
that
stuff
was
that
in
was in
there.
there. Dang.
Let's say that puts them in the. Let's just take out 50% for taxes. That still leaves them with $784 and whoa, seven hundred and
Whoa.
eighty-four thousand dollars
Wow. In '03.
in '03 in Texas.
Dang. In Texas. Dang, that's really going far.
So they were living well.
Oh, definitely.
Plus the
Definitely.
money they're gonna get from Sploosh. They living well.
Yes.
They're living
Right.
well.
Um so Hector uses his money to hire some private investigators to find his mother and they are reunited.
Yay!
And they
Imagine,
and then they
imagine
end
finding
up
your child and they're like a multimillionaire.
not for real though.
You're like 11-year-old child.
You're like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, I've been looking for you for years, blah, 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 blah. And he's all like, no, yeah, that's fine. I was stuck at some a camp where they abused me and made me dig holes all the time. But don't worry, I'm a millionaire now. And
I'm
you're
a
like, wait,
millionaire now.
excuse me, what?
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 Like, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I think I missed a few things. Excuse me, what?
yeah. I came into some money.
Yeah, just a little though, nothing
Me and
big.
my friend found a chest. No big problem.
Yeah, no big deal. But yeah, they decide to buy houses right next to each other.
Mhm.
And at the end of the movie, they watch as Stanley's dad's foot I put odor product called Sploosh is advertised by Sweet Feet. I guess everything has been forgiven by Sweet Feet.
Why is Rick Fox in this movie?
I don't know.
I kind of joked about it at the beginning of this podcast. Why is Rick Fox in this movie?
No idea. I genuinely don't know.
It's so random,
It is very random.
but I guess it's just like a full circle thing.
Yeah, well, they had to tie everything together, Jordan. You know they had to.
I guess
Okay. And that's where the movie ends.
that's where the movie ends. We also get at the end of the movie the whole song. I'm so sorry, I don't know what the actual name of the song is, but
Oh, yeah, I don't either.
like I have a it's not controversial, but I have like a statement. The
Hmm.
whole song walked so that Never Say Never from the 2010 Karate Kids movie could walk, could run.
Never say never.
And if and I can't explain it in words, but like if you get it, you get it.
Yeah, and if you don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. It's okay. That's hilarious. That is so funny. Like that movie came out years later.
Years later, but it had an impact. It had a This song had an impact on that song. I can't
That is
explain
true.
why, but it did. There's a similarity there that I can't quite touch upon, but it's there.
It is there.
He
Okay.
might be bigger than me, smaller than me. He ain't taller than me.
Yeah. Man, what a song! I need to, you know what? I'm gonna listen to that later,
You do
just so I
that.
can experience it
I'm
again.
not going to. I don't like that song. I think that song is actually awful.
Maybe it's been long enough that my brain has purged it, so I need to remember if
Remember
it's
it.
good or
Okay.
not. Yeah. Okay, are you ready for some movie facts?
Yes, I am.
So the onions that Stanley and Zero eat towards the end of the movie are actually a bunch of apples wrapped in edible paper.
What is edible paper?
I don't know.
They couldn't have just like dyed the apples or
I
literally
don't
anything
know.
else.
I don't know because they do have edible paint.
Edible
Maybe it was just
paint.
fast. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of stuff.
Jesus. Okay.
Okay, I only have two other movie facts because I couldn't find any that were like super good. So the second one is Sir Journey Weaver wanted to be in this film because Holes is her daughter's favorite book.
Okay. I hear a lot of that from parents and grandparents in Hollywood. They're like, I only wanted to be in this because my son or my grandson or my
Yeah.
granddaughter said they really like these books.
So
Okay.
here I am.
I think that's how we got the new Dumbledore.
Probably.
Because like didn't like the first one died, and then the second one was like, yeah, my granddaughter said she liked the book, so I auditioned.
I know the actor who played Hagrid, his kids really loved it. And so that's why he did it.
Is that how all older people in Hollywood get jobs? Or just like, well, my
Probably.
kids said they like it, so
Probably. Okay, and here's the last one. This one is kind of crazy. So, a screenplay for Holes was initially written by Richard Kelley, who greatly departed from the source material by altering it to a dark, violent adaptation of the story set in a post apocalyptic world, with such changes as Stanley's last name being Kramer, and he was sent to Camp Green Lake for mercy killing his sister who was dying from radiation sickness. It gets crazier. Um, the warden being changed to a man. Okay, not a big deal. Armpit, Squid, and X-Ray were killed off, and the backstory of kissing Kate Barlow and Sam were completely removed. Zero is implied to have murdered someone. Mr. Podansky is actually an undercover agent, and the thing that they are digging for in the desert is actually a strange hammer-like weapon that could fire out electric bullets. The studio reportedly found the script far too dark and disturbing for a children's movie, as well as straying too far much from the source material, so they rejected it in favor of a far more faithful script written by the novel's author, Louis Sachar.
that's a whole ass different story. Like that's not even the
Yes.
same story.
Those are the same characters' names put in a different universe.
And a different
A totally different universe.
that's literally fan fiction. Like someone wrote
No.
fan fiction. It was a like make this into a movie.
Yes. Yes. The Stanley Mercy killing his sister though, dying of radiation sickness.
The Stephanie Meyerification of movie scripts.
Oh,
Like
seriously though.
literally, they thought they were gonna be the next Twilight. They thought they were just gonna stray from the original material and create a new franchise. Wow.
Yes. Yes. Isn't
I
that
don't
crazy?
understand why it had to be a post-apocalyptic world. Like, why?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. It was honestly crazy.
That's insane, actually. So happy that didn't happen.
Oh no, same. We would be talking about a very different movie right now.
Hmm.
All right, Jordan. Here's the question: is this movie iconic?
Uh, not really.
Yeah,
not, not
yeah.
really.
I said no. I said
Not
no.
really. There's a couple of good scenes, a couple of good iconic lines. But other than that, nah,
Yeah,
no.
yeah. Like I couldn't remember all of the little side stories that were going on in this movie either. Like I did not remember them having
I
that
don't.
many.
I don't remember the part about the man taking the pig up the mountain to get a girl. I don't remember that at
Yeah, I
all.
didn't remember that. I did not remember that at all.
So yeah, no, I'm
I didn't
good.
remember the beginning of Sam and Mary Lou's story either.
Really?
Mm-mm. I
I,
remember her. I remember Kate Barlow. I did not remember.
you don't remember that? I remember that.
I did not remember that.
But yeah, I was just
My
like,
brain yeeted that information out.
Nah, not really, not really.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say
this
no.
movie's okay. Yeah,
It's
it's
okay.
okay. Not iconic though.
Not iconic.
Alrighty, Jordan. What are your recommendations for this week?
Okay, my first one is Queen Charlotte, a Bridgerton story. I watched it all yesterday. It was
Yeah,
it was a good watch,
I like the first two episodes that I watched.
and I think it's so funny that I watched this, even though I didn't finish season one of Bridgerton, and I didn't watch season two.
I didn't watch season two either. I've seen season one.
I think I watched most of season one of Bridgerton, and then I just gave up and never went
Okay.
back.
Okay. I feel
And
like I've seen enough of season two from TikTok that I don't need to see it.
I didn't care. I felt like Bridgerton should have just been like a one-off story, but
Oh, that's a multiple book series, dude.
I know. But I liked Queen Charlotte. It was fun. It was entertaining. There's also a lot of sex in this show.
There
Like
is.
like every episode has a sex scene.
Yeah, that is true.
And how do they fake these things? Because in some scenes they are so deep in each other's like hips. I'm like, how are you faking this?
I don't know, dude. I don't know what movie magic is used.
Because I don't think you've gotten to it yet, but there's a scene with this isn't a spoiler, like they're fucking married and they have 15
Hmm.
children, like they're real
That is
people.
true.
There
Yeah.
is a scene where George and Charlotte are having sex, and he is so deep into her pelvis. I'm like, how are you faking this?
They're on two separate planes.
They have to be, because I'm like, he is deep in there. I'm like, how are
Yeah.
y'all faking this?
Yeah.
But yeah,
I don't know, man.
yeah.
Because
Everyone go give it a
that just must
watch.
be uncomfy.
It has to be
That
uncomfy
must be
and like
uncomfy.
very awkward.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
they have to be using like a little strip of something to cover like their private parts
Mhm.
because everything else
Mhm.
is showing. So I'm just
Mhm.
like, this must be very uncomfortable.
Mhm. Yeah. No.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, everyone go give Queen Charlotte a watch. It's kind of sad, but
It is actually.
it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
My second recommendation is "Get on the Bus" by Destiny's Child featuring Timberland. Great song,
Ayo.
love it. A great little unknown song because it's not on any albums. I think it was like on a movie soundtrack. Great song though.
Oh. Okay.
My third recommendation is "Tempo" by Lizzo featuring Missy Elliott. Love the song.
Slay.
Great song. I love when Missy Elliott co-signs people. It's always great.
It's a good time.
It's a good time. What about you, Kelly?
So my first one is "Nonsense." It's a song. "Nonsense" by Sabrina Carpenter. It's really cute. Sort of those cute little
I've still
boppy
never,
love songs.
I still haven't heard it.
Um,
I've heard the
I
chorus on TikTok, and that's it. I've never heard like the actual song.
it's actually really cute. Yeah, I like it. Um, and then my second recommendation is I know I talked. Well, I didn't talk crap about it, but like I mentioned that West Side wasn't a high song on my list for positions.
I remember
I'm gonna
the North.
recommend it.
The North remembers. Oh no, it was
Um,
obvious that I got mad at you about the
it was
North.
obvious, yeah.
Yeah, I mean I wasn't
Yes,
mad at her, but like
you weren't, but West Side is actually a pretty good song. I take it back now. West Side is actually a pretty good song. So I'm recommending it in to pay my respects to West Side.
okay,
So yeah, that's me.
great. So thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to follow us on our social media. We have a Twitter and an Instagram. They're both at SYTYI Podcast. And don't forget to send us your movie requests or your movie stories. What movies do you want us to watch? Is there something about this movie that you love? Something about this movie that you hate? Something about this movie that was not in the books or was in the books that they could have did better? Let us know at sytyi at gmail.com. Also, don't forget to share us with your friends and your family. Subscribe to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and rate and review us on Apple Podcasts with 5 stars.
Thank you.
Thank you. So when you're hearing this episode, it will be the it will be Renaissance Day. It will be the first day of Beyonce's
Will
tour.
it? Hmm.
So I hope you're all excited. I hope you're all watching the footage on TikTok. I hope you're all getting your outfit inspos.
I need my outfit inspo.
I can't wait to see the set list. I already told Kelley this.
No opening act.
No opening act. Yes, 3 hours of performance. I already told Kelley this, but if she performs already from the Gift
Oh
album,
yes.
I will ascend.
Yeah.
Like the noise that will leave my throat will pierce the veil of this existence.
Dogs will only be able to hear it.
Yes. It will be I might pass out actually. Quite literally I might pass out. I love that song. So if I hear that song live, everybody around me better move out the way. Like quite literally. You might
Move out the
move
way.
out the way. Like move. Because I will not be able to control my body or my actions in that moment.
Yeah.
So don't let me hear them Afro beats live because I will go insane.
I love that for you.
Thank you. Well, my dog is going crazy, so everyone stay iconic.
Stay iconic, girl.
Bye.
Bye.